For those who don't know, this is a continuation of the topic I was talking about last video. If you want to go and check that out, that's part one of the Mosasaurids Bear the Teeth. You'll see a pretty good skit of Marty and me in there. So after the Hylosaurians, we've got the Plioplatycarpines, and there are two in the Moroccan phosphates around this time. Here we have Gavialamimus tychodon. Yes, the species name of this genus has in fact changed. Long story short, in 2020 a paper was published describing and finally giving a name to Platycarpus tychodon. It turned out to be a completely new genus of Plioplatycarpine and completely different from Platycarpus, having a very long snout. But the species name tychodon was abandoned for a time due to the fact that apparently the tychodon part, which was referring to the teeth, is sort of like, oh, the teeth are very convergent across all mosasaurs, so we have to abandon the species, which was very, very strange at the time, but I accepted it. But here the paleontologists actually argued that, hey, tychodon should be retained, so now we have Gavialamimus tychodon, a Plioplatycarpine of around about maybe 6 to 7 meters in length, with a long, elongate skull and teeth that were sort of very fluted or even very striated, we could call this, but they were very, very distinctive compared to the other mosasaurs in the area. And those teeth were small and straight, and in an elongate skull, like you can see with Gavialamimus, this animal would have been brilliant at precision feeding. Basically, it would have been able to rapidly turn its head and snap at prey very, very quickly, so easy food. Now, what was it eating? Well, it was probably eating small squid and fish here and there. So even though it was quite a big animal, it probably kept away from a lot of the larger mosasaurs and some of the mosasaurs around its same size that probably ate different foods. So this animal was really perfect at sort of being very precise, considering it was a precision feeder. Now, Kinjaria was a completely different kind of Plioplatycarpine from Gavialamimus. At about 8 meters long, it slightly dwarfed its long-snouted relative, and the teeth were completely different from those of the straight-coned teeth in Gavialamimus. The teeth were quite long and symmetrical towards the front of the jaw, almost like fangs in a way, which is actually how some of the papers have described it, and they were slightly shorter towards the back of the skull and probably a bit more triangular. Now, these teeth would have been really useful in biting large chunks out of large prey items, so large fish, and maybe the odd other marine reptile, so even other mosasaurs or maybe plesiosaurs were on the menu. To be fair, this thing is absolutely hideous. It's a bit of a gargoyle, and probably a bit of a bulldog. I should probably get moving very, very quickly before he hears me say that. I mean, he's underwater. I don't. Do mosasaurs understand English? I don't really want to find out. Finally, on the confirmed list of mosasaurs from the Moroccan phosphates of the Maastrichtian age, we have Haenosaurus bubca. Now, it's actually recommended in this paper that the species name of Haenosaurus bubca actually be changed to Haenosaurus bubcari, so it's more in form with the Latin. But for now, I'm just going to retain it as Haenosaurus bubca, so I'm not going to really confuse any people, hopefully not. Now, Haenosaurus bubca was the last of the great Tylosaurians, so around about 12 meters in length, this is one of the biggest Tylosaurians to ever exist. Now, the skull of this animal was a lot more slender and elongate than, say, Velocititan or Mosasaurus, and the teeth were more posteriorly medially curving, so basically towards the back and towards the middle-ish. Now, it has previously been compared that Haenosaurus teeth are very similar to Mosasaurus teeth and probably did a very similar cutting job, but they're a bit more slender, so they probably weren't as powerful as Mosasaurus, particularly Mosasaurus half-marni. Maybe a bit more powerful than Mosasaurus bubca, but who knows, we haven't done any bite force tests on either of those species. Now, Haenosaurus with its cutting teeth probably went after soft-bodied prey, and pretty large soft-bodied prey, considering this animal is about 12 meters in length and possibly some of the biggest specimens. So this animal would have been going after plesiosaurs, other mosasaurs, large fish, and sharks. So he was like, I'll just blend all my food, basically. And tylosaurs have been typically known to actually probably be out in the open, sort of deep water swimming animals, so this probably kept Haenosaurus away from the other large mosasaurs in the ecosystem like Velocititan and Mosasaurus. Now, that's all the mosasaurs that were in the list, and what's really funny is that this paper actually came out almost 10 years after almost exactly the same paper was done 15 years ago, but with about half the taxa involved. And this really goes to show how diverse mosasaurs were just before the KPG mass extinction event that wiped them out, along with the dinosaurs and pterosaurs and a load of other different things, but we don't really care about those. We like the mosasaurs. Now, I've personally seen other examples of other mosasaurs that could be present within the Moroccan phosphates, but I won't comment on them here until we actually see future research on that, because there actually could be some research going on now, or there's plans to recover those specimens for future research and to give us more understanding on how even more mosasaurs could exist in this already Mosasaurus, and yes, that is a word, Mosasaurus environment. And really, I'm struggling to see how, but I mean, so many species have done it here, so hey, let's sprinkle in a few more. How about that? Yeah. Oh my god, all those mosasaurs. So, hope you've enjoyed these two videos. Hopefully on my YouTube channel, I should actually be putting them together in one single video, but we'll see what happens. So, thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you later. Ta-ta. Bye.